Hello everybody, JJ's Free Time here. Today in this video I want to bitch and whine in a way to these driving test DVDs that you get. You know, these things. I've been buying these for years, and this one is supposed to be the 2021 edition. Now, you know, it comes on DVD form now, as you can see, so you know you don't have a problem with installing it. Great option, apart from the fact that every time I buy into these things they expire like every 5 minutes, and it really pisses me off sometimes. I've bought digital downloads of driving test DVDs because, you know, when you're learning to drive you have to think, well, it's all digital now. You download it, you know, and you get like a little key, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and you can use it on a few machines. Great. One problem with that option, and that is that you can't use it on many machines. You only get like 3 computers, and then it says it can't install anymore. So I bought into the option of buying the DVD version of it, thinking that I could just install it on a few machines, but it turns out it was on normal DVD. So I thought, well, that's actually kind of cool, because that also means I can also use it on machines as well as use it on a DVD player. But it's a bit backwards, but it's a great idea, as I thought, you know, because there's no keys, there's no problems. But the problem is, how many of these frigging things do they keep telling you that you've got to get? I mean, you've got to keep getting these, don't you? Every year, because, you know, the DVLA keeps changing. What was it, DVL? I don't know what the hell it is. It's some form of person that keeps changing. It's someone in power that keeps saying, oh, we have to change the road bollocks all over again. So whatever you've learnt on the road is not good enough, and you need to learn something different. Which has been annoying for years, because, you know, this means you've got to buy more of these. It means that you've got to learn something different, which confuses people with disabilities and me, and which I do have disabilities, but to the highest in that sentence. But anyway, so yeah, you know, it's annoying, because, you know, you've got to buy the apps and stuff like that for $4.99. And you know, it costs money. I mean, have you noticed how much this shit costs over time? It's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, it may look cheap, you know, you get like 20 quid and you think, yeah, you got the pass in 1 year, but some people don't. And I've been buying this bullshit for years. And, you know, I just hate it when they keep changing things, because the old DVD's no longer good enough, and you've got to get the new DVD or the new software for the driving theory. And it's annoying, because they never stick to one, you know, piece of software or DVD, which annoys me, really, because, I mean, it's all right for change and every so often for crashes, but they just keep changing it so much that as soon as you get the DVD, they change the damn information again. I noticed when I got this in 2021, for 2021 even, I thought, yep, that's good, you know, but then they changed it again a couple of months ago. They're going to change it again, apparently, change all this information all over again. So this thing is useless, technically, but it's tough shit. I'm sticking to this for now, because I'm not going to buy into the bollocks of software all the time. And you're just restricted with these things as well, because you only can install it on certain machines on the digital download version. You couldn't find the DVD software disc anymore, because you used to, where you can just install it into a DVD drive that I've got right here. Yes, I'm old fashioned, I use DVD drives, and then off you go. But then they stopped using that, used digital. I thought, well, that might be alright. I'll save it to the server, I'll put it on as many machines as I'm allowed to, because I bought the damn thing, or my mum did at one point, because, you know, at the time I didn't have much money at the time, but that's not the point. I did buy into this shit, because I used to buy, like, you know, loads of software of this shit, and you know, again, it's not cheap over time, and yet they keep changing it. And the worst thing is, when you put this DVD in, it's like they couldn't even be arsed with it, because when you put the disc in into your DVD player, you which is a bit old-fashioned, you know, you look at it and it looks outdated, the software. I mean, look at the remote control they're using in that photo. That looks like a 90s DVD player or 2000s DVD player. So backwards. And that's what I noticed about government. They just don't give a shit about modern technologies. So, you know, it looks outdated even though it says 2021 edition. So yeah, the amount that you pay, you should get modern this and that. But that's not the problem as such, because remember, these DVDs are not cheap. And yet they can't be asked with changing this photo every so often to a modern DVD player remote control, because everyone's got like black remote controls now, not white controls like this. But you know, I digress, and I use this and it's pretty alright. I mean, it looks a bit bare bones when you put them in, and that's just probably why I mistreat it with all the marks on it, because I just, you know, as soon as I use this, it's outdated. So, you know, you get 3 discs, obviously. You get the theory test, you get the hazard thing. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can't just learn to drive from a theory test. You've got to learn your freaking hazards as well. And then you've got, you know, your driving lessons DVD, that's all included. So that's 3 discs you've got to go through a day. It's just like, they don't make it very easy for people. They really don't. They don't want you to drive by the looks of it. And then they get these eco freaks, you know, to mess with you in certain ways. And then there's stupid questions on these DVDs, like how much fuel does this use, whatever, blah 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 blah, and what you should do to save fuel. It's like, who gives a fucking rat's pig's arse about that shit? What you want to do is learn to drive, not fucking learn how to be eco-friendly. It just pisses me off. You know what I mean? It's just like, these eco-freaks keep messing into my life, and it really irritates me. But that's not the point. You know, these things are way overpriced, in my opinion, considering the fact that they look cheap. They're not very cheap when you buy them, and you know, it's not guaranteed that you're going to really pass unless you have a lot of money in your bank all the time, which I don't. So I have to buy into this software shit thinking, you know, and I got the books and the fucking shit, you know, where you learn the traffic signs, etc. And because I'm doing automatic tests, apparently that's more expensive than the manual tests. So they try to punish drivers for having an automatic license. It's like, fuck off. Anyway, yeah, that's what annoys me about this shit today. Because as soon as you buy into this DVD or buy a different, you know, piece of software, it's guaranteed to be obsolete in about a month. So, you know, it's like you buy into it and then you have to buy more. Ridiculous, which I'm not going to buy anymore. No, you know, but it also means though, if I don't buy into it, I fail my test, and that's what I'm worried about. So this is what worries me about learning theory shit. Nobody knows the true pain that drivers have to go through for this shit. Anyway, thanks for watching.